eThekwini Mayor Cyril Xaba has slammed the DA for what he calls efforts to destabilise the metro. He was reacting to legal action taken by the DA over the appointment of 3 executives, which the party claims failed to meet mandatory requirements. But Xaba argues that due process was followed.
Since the matter is now before the courts, our full position will be presented there. However, I must state that we firmly believe all due processes were followed, which is why Council deemed it appropriate to approve the appointments. It is important to note that the positions in questions have been vacant for an extended period, an undesirable situation for administrative stability and accountability. We view this action by the DA as yet another attempt to destabilize the municipality and hinder its ability to build adequate capacity to deliver essential services to our residents.
All right, now for more, we are joined by eThekwini DA mayoral candidate Haniff Hoosen. Mr. Hoosen, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. So maybe perhaps let's start with the reasons why the DA has decided to take the municipality to court over these appointments, and maybe just talk to us about the specific irregularities that you identified in the appointment process of these 3 officials.
Good evening. Thank you very much, Katleho. Thanks for the opportunity. Let me just firstly say that the mayor's accusation against the DA that we are attempting to destabilize the city is completely false. In fact, the mayor and his leadership have been doing a fine job on their own destabilizing the city, considering the state of the municipality with massive water and sanitation and a number of other crises. But nonetheless, let me just tell you what's going on. Katleho, we've heard over the last few days now some shocking testimony at the Madlanga Commission, where the former municipal manager there had flouted all the rules and regulations in the appointment of the police chief there. Well, there's a similar situation brewing here in the city of Durban. The difference this time around is that we're trying to prevent this from actually happening, because that particular individual that they attempt to appoint, firstly, doesn't even have the minimum qualifications that's required for that job. We also know that our city has had massive water and sanitation issues. The Auditor General has made a number of adverse findings against the Water and Sanitation Department. And yet this city municipality finds it fit to appoint the very same person who actually brought us to this mess into a much higher position with a much higher salary. Well, we're not going to take this lying down and sit back and watch them destroy the city any further. We're serious about taking over the city government here in Durban. And that's why we're approaching the courts to set aside these appointments on the basis that they were done irregularly. They flouted the rules that govern the appointment of senior staff. There's a set of regulations that provide very specific timelines and deadlines that have to be met in order for you to appoint senior staff. And most of those regulations have been completely ignored. And some of the staff that they're intending to appoint into these positions, which are rushed positions before the election, by the way, actually don't even have the qualifications to do the job. And they've completely disregarded the competency of some of these individuals in those appointments. We've raised it with the municipality on a number of occasions, raised our voices, tried to reason with the city leadership, but all of this falls on deaf ears. So we're now heading off to the courts for an urgent interdict to try and prevent these appointments from actually going ahead.